now is the perfect time to cash in on the decade by selling some of your old belongings. And to tell us more is the one and only Dan Hatfield. Hello, darling.
Hello, darling.
And you had a birthday this week as well,
I did.
didn't you?
Thank you for my
Happy
present.
birthday, Dan.
Oh, thank you very much.
I didn't even know it was his birthday. You didn't show me.
It's from both of us, sure.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, thank you to both of you.
Oh, you're welcome, Dan.
It's so lovely to see you. What you got for us?
80s is the decade that everyone's talking about at the moment. Why are we talking about the 80s? Well, Gen X and millennials, they've transformed their pocket money into wages. They want the nostalgia. They want to buy things that reminds them of a simpler, happier day. And we are buying things in our droves. Speaking of rivals, by the way...
I remember it.
I managed to find one of these.
I mean, a long time ago.
It's a good book.
Well, can you believe that one of these, in good condition, in great condition, is worth up to £40 now?
Wow, that's good. Hello.
Are you actually joking?
This one's been a bit well-thumbed, so it's not worth as much.
So... Do you mean like a first edition or something? Because it's been in print so many times.
Yeah.
It's never been out of print, has it?
First edition, 1988,
Got one.
in good condition. This has been a little bit well-thumbed. It is a little bit dog-eared. Someone's obviously enjoyed reading this one.
yeah, they Dan?
Quite a few times.
I wonder where it would fall open to if we...
Here we go, here we go.
Mr. Hatfield.
We get comfortable. Story time with Dermot.
Put it this way, it's not only Rupert's black tie that gets a mention. Ooh la la! Nice,
Should we
great.
talk about Care Bears now?
That's all right.
Yeah, put it in the
There
note.
there with the BAFTA, there we go.
Lovely.
Moving on to Care Bears and toys.
Yes.
Dan, can I ask a general question? Do you go, when you want to buy 80 stuff, does it come to you or do you go and source it? How does it work?
If I personally want to buy it...
like as a business, because presumably you don't... Would you see it in antiques fairs? Would you see it...
Yeah. You can find it everywhere and anywhere. House
gotta know, ain't
clearances.
you, Dan?
Exactly.
Just gotta know.
Facebook Marketplace is a great example. I found quite a lot of this stuff on Facebook
And there's a good
Marketplace.
markup in it for you?
Great place to
Yeah.
find stuff. In terms of what we've got, though, and what's worth money, toys are a great way to unlock money from the 80s because all of us had toys.
Yeah.
Now, Care Bears, that was the first movie that I ever went to as a child. That was like in 1985. I loved Care Bears. Now, on average, these are sort of worth sort of £10, £20. Some of the more popular ones are worth £40, £50. Some of them, though, can go up to £15,000.
What?
And one of the originals sold for 50 grand the other year.
Still in the packet or what? I mean, what's the...
It was...
Must be in the packet.
It was still in the packet.
Yeah.
But as I say, some of the Care Bears are worth good money. The Care Bear cousins as well, they can be worth up to about £1,000. So it's worth getting them out, having a look how much they're worth.
have Care
Have
Bears,
this in your
Alison?
loft? I did have a Care Bear, but I don't know where it is now.
Well,
But
you better
could
get
have
in your
that
loft.
You could have that in your loft, and that's £1,000.
Yep.
That's unbelievable.
Cabbage Patch dolls, do you remember these?
Yeah, but they did give me the heebie-jeebies a little bit.
Oh, a little bit scary, aren't they?
Yeah.
The most sold item, toy-wise, in 1983. Again, some of these are about £5, but they do go up to £50.
Wow.
Worth checking out.
can I have
Yeah,
that?
of course you can. You can have that if you want.
Oh, no, it's all right.
Sure.
It's just got a touch
give
of
me a-
light.
they
It's
give-
just got a touch of the lights are
Okay.
out and you're about to go to sleep and like, Alison,
Yeah, it's got a little bit of choppy, hasn't it?
Alison, bring it with you. Come on, let's talk about tech, because I want to talk about tech.
He doesn't like it. We get ooby-joobies from the cabinet.
Yeah, I've got the heebie.
Now, technology.
Oh, God.
Just leave it there, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Have a little sleep. Sleepy
You
time.
put them in the recovery position.
Technology.
Oh, my God, remember
The
these?
gateway to 1980s, it was all about the advancement in technology. That is a Walkman.
This is so cool.
Now, the
Where's the
Walkmans...
cassette?
It's a Walkman, that's a radio one.
Oh, it's a radio one.
So that one was slightly later than the original Walkman. That one's worth about £40 to £50.
Wow.
But some of the originals are worth a couple of £100. Now, loads of these still hanging around. I know that because I do house clearances and I've seen
You
loads
see
of
them all the time.
Let's
Can you keep your eye out for a ZX Spectrum for me?
Of course I can, yeah.
Love a
Is that what you want?
Oh, I remember I used to...
Did you used to play with that?
Oh, it was my everything. That like, just... And having your mates... It was such a communal thing, because having your mates around, and then you put the cassette in, and you play it, and then if anyone walked anywhere near the computer, it would crash, and you go, oh, no, we've got to start all over again. Love the ZX Spectrum.
Game Boys, millions of those sold. Average one like this, it's not in great condition, 60 quid. In good condition, 100 to 200 pounds. Some of the limited edition ones are 2,000 pounds.
Question, if it's sort of mechanically there's something wrong with it, are they easy to get repaired to Because, you know, you don't want to just chuck the whole thing away if you can't get it repaired.
It's more to repair it than it is to actually get it fixed.
Yeah, that breaks
you may
my
as well
heart.
flog it, because even ones that aren't working are selling for £30, £40. So
They don't work.
yeah, people just love them.
Yeah. Do you remember the
It's
Tomitronic ones where you used to look
I used to love
and the
them.
car one where you used to drive
Yeah,
it?
All about
so
those.
great.
Just
Yeah, it was like-
Now, we're moving on to my forte here,
this
which
is you.
is jewellery.
Oh, wow.
Now, jewellery in the 1980s was sold in the shed load, and that's because gold was at an all-time low in the 1980s.
Yeah.
2024, it's 10 times more than what it was in the 1980s.
Why was it worth so little then?
It was basically, it wasn't as sought after.
Yeah.
It was used as jewellery as
supply and
opposed
demand, I
to
suppose, right.
as opposed to an investment.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
that's nice, isn't it?
jewellery now, so these are worth £600 to £800. Back in the 80s, these would have been worth £60 to £80. They've got mum and dad on the rings, and that seems quite naff, but actually, all the cool kids from Camden love all this kind of jewellery. You've got on a cuff watch there.
Oh, that's lovely.
They were
Nice,
very
isn't it?
popular
Very
in the 80s.
you, that.
They were very slim in the 80s, but very tight.
That's about 80 to 100 quid. It's
Really?
gold-plated, so it's not worth an
It
absolute
looks
fortune.
lovely,
Really
doesn't
nice.
it?
But jewellery from the 80s, massively, massively popular. Get in your jewellery box, dig it out.
A lot of that would be Lizzie Duke, I imagine, because
We talked about Lizzie Duke before.
Exactly, the entry level was always Argos, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Lizzie Duke was always an Argos.
But Lizzie Duke is worth 10 times more than what it was.
Good.
I think Alison's
Do you need that
struggling
back,
with
by the way? 'Cause
Alison
we're
can
in a
have
trouble
that,
there.
it's fine.
Got any WD-40 down?
Said I can have it.
Now, I want to talk
Nah,
about
come on, this is silly.
Fairy Liquid.
Can't be selling fairy liquid bottles.
Fairy Liquid. How many...
I used to fill these up with water and squirt.
Yeah,
That was so
that was a
good.
pre-super soaker, wasn't it?
So
Just
good.
remember look how big they are.
How much do you reckon some of these go for?
Oh, don't, because you're just going to depress me.
Oh, my gosh. Oh,
From the 1980s,
20 quid.
they can go for up to £200 at the moment.
are you actually
Who's buying
joking?
that?
I'm not
Just the
joking.
bottle?
Buying that?
Just for the bottle. There doesn't even need to be fairy
Blue
liquid
Peter,
in
they're the
it.
only people buying them. They
I
want them
can't
back.
believe that. And how much would it have cost in the day?
Oh,
About 50
pennies,
pence.
pennies. Just quickly, let's talk about
Okay.
BMXs
I used
here.
to have a BMX.
So did I. We all had
That is not an
BMXs.
actual size BMX, is it?
This is a
That's
child's
baby one.
BMX.
Am I a giant?
It's a baby one.
Did you have one of these growing up?
I did, yeah.
I
I
have a
had
go,
one for
Dan?
Christmas Day. You know when you wake up and your bite's there.
No, on
You get
Christmas
a
Day?
sleigh,
Yeah.
Yeah, Christmas Day I had
Oh,
one of
right
those.
about that saddle, or...
Watch the tyres have gone.
The tyres are flat.
Try BMX.
Nice.
£200 to £300 for your old BMX that could be in your shed. If it's a special edition one, like the Harrow Master,
Yeah.
they're selling for £1,000 to £3,000.
Really?
BMX
That
Bandits.
looks great. That looks great. And it doesn't really have to be in that good condition, really, does it?
Listen, that's in poor condition, but
Yeah.
it's still worth a couple £100.
It's fine.
Bikes are massively in at the moment. People actually buy these. If you own a bar, people buy these and put them in the restaurants
Do
and bars because
they?
it's really cool
Just
and
cool
retro.
to have it there.
Should we...
That's
There
it.
we go, Dan. Sorry.
There you go.
You like that one?
What's next?
80s fashion. Sergio
Fila
Tashini. We've got Fila here. Have you watched the Menendez brothers on Netflix?
Not
No.
yet.
OK, it's a great programme, and it's all about the 80s clothing now. All of this sports fashion was really in, and it's back in again. Since the Menendez came onto Netflix, prices have gone up by 20%. You're looking at £20 to £40 for some of these old T-shirts.
Right.
Wow.
There'll be loads languishing in people's wardrobes, so it's worth looking. And finally, Franklin Mint ornaments. Do you remember the old newspapers where they'd had adverts
yeah.
and you'd fill the thing in
Yeah.
and you'd get it and you'd pay over three or four mums? Even the
beautiful.
adverts for the Franklin Mints are worth £10 to £20. These, which would have only been like £20, £30, now they're worth £100. But if you sell it on Etsy, you can get up to £200, which shows you that it is worth looking at particular platforms in order to sell.
Yeah. Brilliant, Dan.
Unbelievable.
Always, mate. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Dan.
No worries.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.